It's truly been an electrifying experience at the Day Annual Gala. First, Dr. J. Jameson ended up strangled. Then Mrs. Terry Bull fell down the stairs and broke her neck, although I think the jury's still out on whether that was an accident or not. Then skipped over Noah Goodman and Lew Scannon all got attacked while outside checking out the fallen tree. The phone line was cut, and then the electric, which our handy Robin Hyde was able to fix for us, just in time for our two secret lovers skipped over and Noah Goodman to be caught in a hidden tryst. Oh my. Then they were discovered by Mayor Eddie Bull, who was determined to tell everyone about their affair. Such drama. All seemed to be calming down and going better, at least until Anita Goodman flipped the lights off and ended up barbecued faster than, well, yeah, that wasn't a good analogy, because, barbecue is pretty slow, but either way, Anita is definitely dead, and her hair doesn't look all that great either.
I can't believe it! She was just there! And now she's not!
I know, it was rather a shock to everyone.
Yeah, shock might not be the best word to use in this case.
Shut it, Scannon.
I should go tell Mary. Where is she?
She was upstairs resting. I can check on her for you.
Yes, let Robin go check. You don't look like you can stand.
Thank you, Miss Hyde.
Sure.
In the corner, May flags down Millie.
Bring up some more food and drink. I think everyone could use something to calm their nerves.
Yes, ma'am.
Although I shouldn't have to tell you that, you stupid girl.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I've never been to a party where this many people ended up dead.
Well, then you should be doubly aware that you should be seeing to my guests.
Oh, here come the claws.
I do not pay you to gawk at what's happening. You should have brought up food and drinks the moment this happened. After all, I am nothing without my reputation. Do you have any idea how important that it is in my line of work? Of course you don't. You couldn't possibly comprehend running an entire empire when you can't even remember to bring food up to people who are obviously starving.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Now go. And where's Collins?
I'm not sure, ma'am. I haven't seen him for a while now.
Well, when you do, tell him I want him working, not drinking away my profits.
Yes, ma'am.
Millie scurries back downstairs while May starts cracking open some bottles herself.
Here, let me help you, Miss Day.
You can do more with your hands than play the piano?
Oh, a lot more. But yes, I invent all of our specialty drinks at Over and Down myself. I like to have a little bit of time with all of my bartenders to make sure they mix drinks up to my standards.
I knew you were picky, but that explains so much about your shipments.
It does. Here, I'll mix. I'm sure most of us could use some stiff drinks.
Thank you. I'm sure we could.
May collects a few glasses, slowly taking drinks around the room, starting with Noah.
You okay, Chickadee?
I'd much rather be over there with Noah, but I can't, so at least I can keep myself useful and busy.
I know. I wish I knew more piano than that little bit you've been showing me. I think we could all use some distractions right now.
Yeah. Those upbeat tunes we were working on aren't really great for this.
You'll find time to talk with him.
Thanks.
Belle slips away, helping to deliver more very strong drinks to the remaining guests. Most are already a little tipsy from the amount of alcohol and the lack of food. That is kind of odd. May is always sending Millie for more food, but little of it seems to be showing up. Wonder why.
I just can't believe this is happening! If someone can kill Anita, then why wouldn't they want to kill me?
Don't know what anyone would get out of killing you, besides some goddamn peace and quiet.
Oh, ouch.
I assure you there's nothing to worry about. We'll get this sorted out.
You keep saying that, but nothing changes!
Well, none of us can exactly force the killer to come forward.
Louis can! He'd never allow something like this to happen at one of his parties.
I'm sure he wouldn't.
Exactly. He would make sure whoever's trying to kill me is captured.
Well, if they're going to shut you up, it would be nice if they'd hurry up now.
You're just jealous because you're not as famous as I am.
Honey, I don't want to be your kind of famous. Besides, I'm a singer. People actually want to hear me.
I'll have you know that I started on the stage. I was even in a play of Sherlock Holmes.
I'm sure you were. As the victim, right? No one would want to listen to you through an entire play.
You little
Girls, please.
Louie,
She isn't worth my time. Excuse me.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Cannon, for stepping in.
I did not need you to step in. Everything was well in hand.
Yeah, sure it was.
And I do not sound like that.
Oh, but you do, Sunshine.
You are being presumptuous and much too familiar with me, Mr. Scannon.
Perhaps, but it's fun to get a rise out of you.
Louie, that little... I don't like her.
Who, Miss Day?
No. Although she's a bit too prim and proper for my liking. I mean that glorified canary. If my uncle knew the way she spoke to me, he'd put her back in her place.
Your uncle still lives down in Alabama, Vera. I don't think he's ready for the big city life, or the mixing of races.
Still...
Come on, Vera, let's get a drink and you can relax a bit.
I wonder if she's a quiet drunk. That would be nice. But with my luck, she probably isn't. Millie finally comes back up with a small tray of appetizers, slowly making her way around the room. But there doesn't look to be much on the tray.
Appetizer, sir?
Oh, sure. Thanks.
Of course, sir.
You don't need to call me sir.
I do according to Mrs. Day.
That old slag.
Rick's gaze is on the other side of the room, where his boss is trying to calm Vera, still convinced she'll be next. Then his eyes flicker over to where May's standing with a drink. She's been bouncing around from guest to guest, trying to keep everyone calm. It's working mostly, so far.
She is my employer.
Your family works for hers. Is that how you ended up here?
Oh, no. But I knew one of the gardeners, and he recommended me for this job.
So you don't have any loyalty to her?
Sir, are you asking...
I'm asking why in the world you would stay with her.
She treats me... well...
I've heard what she says about the help.
no worse than any other employer.
Well, if you ever want to get out from under the thumb of a tyrant, you let me know.
What? I'd join a gang?
Only if you want to. But there are other jobs out there.
Why would you offer something like that?
'Cause I can sense that you're a hard worker. We appreciate that over on the west side. Besides, our men are better. We are better at taking care of our own there.
Are you saying I can't take care of myself?
Have you seen my girl? Oh, I know lasses can take care of themselves. I'm just saying, it's nice to have a family so you don't have to always take care of things on your own. You've got people to rely on.
Like a man?
If you want one.
Does your girl know you're saying this to me?
Are you kidding? It was her idea. Just think on it, all right?
All right.
Wonder what that's about. Maybe the West Siders are here for more than just good food. Although I still haven't seen much. What Millie brought up was pitiful.
Mr. Goodman?
Yes? Oh my gosh, is Mary okay?
Yes, she's fine. She was still asleep when I went to check on her. I thought it best to let her get some rest while she can.
Yes, that's smart. Thank you.
Of course, I understand. This must be very difficult for you.
Yes. Anita and I didn't always get on, but she was my sister. The last bit of my family left.
I can understand that.
You've lost somebody suddenly? Wait, that was a foolish question. Of course you have.
Why would you think that?
Well, because you're in a gang. You probably have to face the fear of not seeing someone every day.
The fear becomes a bit normal when you've lived with it as long as I have. But yeah, I suddenly have lost people in my life. The streets are a rough place.
Oh, that they are.
So, I know this must be difficult.
Yeah. Well, Nita was a pain at times, but she was still my sister. We disagreed on almost everything, and I was almost constantly an embarrassment to her. But
still family.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I wish we could just all get out of here.
So do I. So do I.
Meanwhile, Skip's finishing up a few more cocktails. He swirls the liquid around in the glass, gazing at it intently for a moment before he nods. Wow. He really is a perfectionist when it comes to his drinks. No wonder they're so good. Send another my way, Skip.
Mayor Bull, would you like another drink?
Not from the likes of you.
You just had to say no.
Knowing your kind, you probably poisoned it. Like you killed Mrs. Goodman.
Why in the world would I kill Miss Goodman?
You know exactly why.
Is it just me, or is Eddie's voice getting louder? It's probably safe to say that he's had a few drinks and is definitely feeling, well, maybe good isn't the best word, but alcohol is definitely flowing freely through his veins.
Mayor Bull...
Don't try to sweet-talk me, you degenerate! I know exactly what you are and what you're capable of.
Skipper, is everything okay?
And you have your little girl here to defend you, I see.
I don't need to be defended. I didn't do anything but offer you a drink.
Lies! We all know you killed her.
Why the hell would...
Belle, being the smart woman she is, pulls both men out the door they're standing near into the hall for a more private conversation. Or at least she tries to.
Don't you manhandle me, tramp!
I will do whatever I think needs to be done when you're being a drunken fool.
She really only succeeds in the mayor getting more upset and gaining the attention of the others in the room.
I'm not drunk. I want this man arrested. He murdered Mrs. Goodman. He's the only one who had a reason to see her dead.
I had no reason to see Anita dead. She was one of my regulars at the club.
She'd seen you.
Absolutely nothing that concerns you. Now, why don't you stop sticking your nose where it doesn't belong?
Now wait. I think I'd like to know what Miss Goodman saw. I mean, maybe it will help us figure out who the killer actually is.
And you think you'll figure that out by sticking your nose in our business?
Well, mostly in Miss Goodman's business. If we know that she knew something about someone, then wouldn't it be obvious who killed her? So how about it, Skip? Why is the mayor all hot and bothered about you?
He's a
Don't you dare.
Belle, it's fine.
Skip.
No, it's fine. Look, it's not a big deal. I didn't kill Miss Anita, but she caught me in a compromising position.
Oh, this should be good.
What kind of compromising position?
With my lover, who I will not name to protect them.
Well, I don't have an issue with
Mayor
naming.
Bull, I think that's enough. I can respect Mr. Dover's decision to not want to share his personal life with everyone around him.
Does this person's identity have to do with why the mayor thinks you killed Miss Goodman?
I'm sure he thinks it does, but it doesn't. I think Miss Anita was in a bit of a shock, but I have no issue with her knowing.
Yeah, still not a good time to use shock.
Bull! You have all the reason in the world to see her gone.
I really don't. So she knew who I'm screwing. I'm sure she was more startled than I was about the revelation.
So, Mayor, you think that Skip killed Miss Goodman because she found out who his lover was?
He'd want to keep it a secret, the degenerate. We can't trust filth like him.
Are you calling me that because I'm black or because I'm a fairy? Oh, shut it, Vera. It's not like half the people in my club don't know my preference. So, Mayor, which is it? Because either way, I'm certain I can get past people finding out about me. But can you get past people thinking that you killed your wife while we were here? After all, she was one of the first ones dead. Wouldn't it be convenient that the politician whose money all belonged to his wife is now the heir to a nice fortune?
I didn't have a reason to kill anyone else.
Maybe not. But all it takes is a rumor that you offed your wife to tank your political career.
And all it takes is one word from me to ruin your lover's life.
Oh, damn.
Then we're in agreement. Mutual destruction and all that, I won't say anything as long as you don't say anything.
Skip, I don't think
I know, Lil B. But that's what I can offer right now. I didn't kill Anita, but as long as the maid keeps his mouth shut about my lover, I won't feed any stories to my journalist friends.
This really makes you a degenerate.
No. It makes me better at playing politics than you. Obviously, it was your wife who was the brains behind your operation. So, do we have a deal or not?
Deal.
I won't make you shake on it. Wouldn't want you to have to touch a fairy like me. You might catch it.
All right, if the two of you are done. Skip, can you show me how you were making those drinks? I can help you mix up some more.
Yes, Mayor Bull. Why don't you go sit down? Girl,
Yes, ma'am?
where's Collins?
The light's on in the cellar. I asked him to bring up some more drinks.
Well, see that he does instead of just asking him.
Yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am.
Good. Now, Mayor, Why don't you sit with me and tell me more about your plans for when you're elected?
The day ladies lead the two men to opposite sides of the room while the rest of the group settles back again. Belle checks in on Skip before going over to Noah, bringing another drink to him as they sit together. Millie glances around before quickly disappearing down the servants' stairs. She takes the steps carefully, not wanting to fall and end up with a crooked neck like Terry Bull.
Tom?
The kitchen is quiet, but the door to the wine cellar is still open and the light is on. Millie immediately starts pulling more food out for the guests.
Of course Cook had to leave this evening. Just put these in the oven, she said. Even an idiot can do it. Well, apparently I'm an idiot because I burned them to a crisp. Tom! Mrs. Day wants you to bring up some more drinks. She's in a real mood, so I'd hurry before she really turns into a bitch. Okay, so, brown bread sandwiches? What the heck are those? Okay, well, obviously sandwiches on brown bread, but what goes inside? There has to be something in the pantry I can use. Although, I don't think I want to put anything in the oven again. There's some of these fancy olives and some nuts. Yeah, sure, that'll work.
Millie struggles out of the pantry, her arms heavy with boxes and jars of a variety of sizes.
Tom! Oh, good Lord, you better not be drunk down here. Oh, I'll kill you myself if you are.
Millie starts down the stairs to the wine cellar.
Tom, come on. Mrs. Day's madder than a cat dunked in water. You're going to get us both in trouble.
There is no one in the cellar. Just rows of large kegs of beer and barrels of wine. Mrs. Day is apparently holding out on us.
Tom?
Oh, right.
Tom?
She creeps through before spying another pair of shoes in the next row over.
Oh, Lord. Tom?
She rounds the corner, stopping short at the sight of the figure on the other side.
My God, what is it? It's Tom! He's dead!
You've been listening to Simply to Die For by Roving Rogue Productions. This podcast was created thanks to grants from Arts and Stark, the County Arts Council, and recorded in Massillon, Ohio. Simply to Die For was written by C.J. Corl and directed by Chuck Bonakoski. Audio engineering by Nicholas Nonno. Be sure to follow and subscribe to Simply to Die For on all your favorite podcast platforms. Follow Roving Rogue Productions on social media at Roving Rogue Pro for updates on the show and other Rogues projects. For all other virtual and in-person events, transcripts, and how to support us, visit us at rovingroguespro.weebly.com. Thanks for listening.